all our friends on the call. We can see you all in front of us. Now, we first brought this coalition of the willing together in London in March of this year. And since then, I'm really pleased to say that we've got a group now of more than 30 nations who have been unwavering in our support for Ukraine and a just and lasting peace. And I would say that today we're more united in that than ever before. United with President Trump in our calls to end the bloodshed. We all agree that the fighting must stop and negotiations must begin from the current line of contact. President Trump is right to impose sanctions on Russia's oil majors, as we all have done. And now we need to maintain that pressure until Putin shows that he's actually serious about peace. Vladimir, you've said for months now that you're ready for a ceasefire and ready to meet Putin. You've shown that leadership. But Putin continues to meet initiatives for peace by stonewalling and playing for time. In the last few days alone, Putin has rejected the opportunity for talks once again. Instead, he's making ludicrous demands for Ukrainian land which he could not take by force. Now, of course, that's a non-starter. At the same time, he continues to target Ukrainian civilians and energy infrastructure ahead of winter, all aiming to maximise human suffering. So this is the time for pressure, because that's the only way to change Putin's mind, the only way to bring him to the table and stop the killing. We've got 2 months left now of 2025, and I want to use today to agree a clear agenda of what we need to do to push Putin to the table. There are 3 things. First, I think we should agree today to act to take Russian oil and gas off the global market. Now, last week, the UK became the first country to sanction all of Russia's oil majors. And this week, the US acted, to my mind, decisively to sanction Rosneft and Lukoil. This is vital in choking off funding to Russia's war machine. So I hope now that as many others as possible can take these steps as we go further to reducing our own remaining dependencies. We also need to do more to incentivise third countries to stop buying these tainted resources. Warn traders, flag registries and refineries away from working with Russia, and put the shadow fleet out of business. Second, I think we need to agree to finish the job on Russia's sovereign assets and unlock billions to help finance Ukraine's defence. The EU yesterday took a strong step by commissioning advice on how to meet Ukraine's financing needs, and the UK is ready to move in tandem with the EU to drive this forward as fast as possible and to get those funds flowing to Ukraine. Third, we need to strengthen Ukraine's air defence and the energy support that it needs, and this is becoming urgent, to protect its civilians and rebuild its critical infrastructure. So I'm pleased that we're accelerating our UK programme to provide Ukraine with more than 5,000 lightweight missiles. This means we can deliver an additional 140 missiles ahead of schedule to boost Ukraine's defences through the depths of winter. Fourth, we need to keep up the military pressure on Putin through the continued provision of long-range capabilities. And we've all seen just how effective these capabilities are. And finally, while now is the time to prioritise pressure, we must keep working on our security guarantees where we've made so much progress in recent months, including the multinational force Ukraine, so we're ready to uphold a future peace. Vladimir, the coalition of the willing is with you every step of the way. Together we will keep backing Ukraine so you can head into winter and into potential negotiations from a position of maximum strength. That's how we'll reach a just and lasting peace. So let's focus today on how we can keep dialing up the pressure on Putin to finally bring him to the negotiating table in good faith. And now let me pass over to the co-chair, Emmanuel Macron. Emmanuel.
Should we move on to the next set of remarks?
Yes, I think that probably makes sense.
In peace, and neither surrender nor personality of permanent conflict. And this is where Russia is the opposite, the one to have launched this illegal and unjustified war, until now to have refused. Here, I totally agree with all the points you made. We will deliver the weeks to come on additional efforts to manage our discussions, but we all share the same objectives, meaning giving visibility and providing financing. Air defense capacities, long-range capabilities, drones and anti-drone systems. I want to confirm new training programs and new Mirage